Welcome to Jamrock Cruise Western Conference Podcast. Your boy Big Body Cisco, my brother Mustafa. And we got another special guest in the building. Our brother from the 808 State, our brother Big Cole is in the building. What up, brother?
Well, good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever time you're viewing this, man. Fantastic. How you guys doing, bro?
Man, we're just enjoying the cruise. This is my first time on the cruise, but this is your second?
Third
time. Yeah. Tell us about your whole experience on the, because now you're like an OG. We walking around with Big Cole today. He's like a superstar on this damn thing.
Well, the first two you forget,
Yeah.
but the third one you remember.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, you know. So I guess as you elevate from the YG, BG to the OG,
Yeah.
you start to remember a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, welcome. I'm really stoked that you're on this cruise,
Yeah, man.
for one, man. Because me and Wes been holding it down, you know, the last couple of years, waiting for you to get on here. And now that you are, and the cherries have been popped, bro.
Come on. And now, when Big Cole, Big Body Cisco, and Westafa take over Jamrock Radio, you know we're doing something right.
I'm like Lil Westafa now because when I rode with these two dudes, man.
No. Let's call it what it is, because every time me and Cole are walking around with Westafa, we are Damian Marley's security staff.
That's what everybody thinks anyway. Absolutely.
That's cool with me because I have no problem getting anywhere. I can just walk wherever I got to go, man.
And I'm holding down the back, so I see it all, right? Like, I see everybody like, hey, Guanay, that's Damian, that's Bob's son.
Oh, when we were in Ocho Rios and when we was in Montego Bay, everybody, that's Bob's son.
You know, we walked around a couple times.
Yeah, we were. It was funny because at one time, I don't even know where it was. It was in the bush somewhere. Where was that place we went? It was like the waterfalls.
You said it was in a bush.
Blue Hole. Yeah.
Oh, Blue Hole. Okay.
Hole. Yeah, so we go up to Blue Hole.
Yeah.
And we're hiking up in the bush. And mind you, we were up to like some godly hour,
Yeah.
you know, the night before. And now we're hiking, right? Like
Oh, wow.
Like a Monowilly trail kind of thing, right? So we're hiking up into this spot, and we're all going back up in the bushes. And it's funny because there's like bushes, trail, and a guava stand.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And then you go some more bushes, trail,
Yeah.
some buckets with pacalolo, you know, some weed plants in it, and somebody just rolling it up like what you got in the middle of the woods, right? And then we get back up there, and then they're coming up to him, hey, man, you're Bob's son. You're Bob's son. He just looks at him, nah, man.
Yeah. But
I mean, what is it going to get me first?
Exactly. What does that entail with their here? But you know what? Tell us, Cole, about you're always excited to see the artists, of course. But what is always the big thing for you that brings you back?
It's definitely the Jamrock vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like once you're on this shit, whether it's the first time, the fifth time, 10th time, you know, whatever time you decide to get on this Jamrock cruise, you become part of this Jamrock family, man.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about. It's the overall experience. It's a vibe. You may not know all of these artists or know what they're saying.
True, absolutely.
You know, half the time, but it's fantastic, man. It's just the whole energy. It's that. That thing of walking to the front of the boat, to the back of the boat, to not knowing where you're at, to getting in the elevator, and then there's, you know, Shinehead or Sham or one of your favorite artists. You're really that saying all on the same boat, man.
This is so crazy because I'm used to Cole doing the interviews.
Yeah, this is weird.
So for people that don't know who Big Cole is, man, let people know who you are and what you're doing and how you even got here in the first place.
So, man, where am I at now? Shoot, I'm 22 years deep in radio. Thank goodness. There's no wood, but this pleather will do just fine. We'll knock on that. Man, literally, I've been born around music.
Yeah.
My uncle was Israel Kamaka Viva Ole. The Israel. So from the get-go, I mean, he's always been that guy. You know, we were going around the concerts with him.
Bro, this guy would tell me stories, dude, and I would just trip out, man.
Yeah.
And like pictures, like.
And at that time, I was his chair carrier / oxygen tank pusher.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
He is the biggest artist.
Yeah, biggest Hawaiian artist ever.
Hawaii.
Yeah. Not only, you know, in size too.
Yeah,
you know, he's
in
one of the
stature.
biggest, But so everywhere we go, you know, I travel around. So that kind of got me in the music foot. And then my family have always worked in the movies.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Like, you know, my dad, granddad, cousins, they were always working in the movies and building sets for, you know, artists. So before, it's like I was on the backside of that too. So it's
I was behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'd go to work with my dad, and he'd be working on, you know, Pearl Jam or Prince or Michael Jackson. So I was always in the backstage watching these concerts and seeing these artists during sound check and stuff walking around. And just to be, you know, I think I said it on stage once at the Waikiki Shell. I was like, man, I've seen this place from the other side growing up the entire time. Yeah. and then now to be on stage introducing these artists.
Oh yeah, it goes full circle.
And still seeing all the people that used to work with my dad, you know, around the backdrop. It's pretty amazing, man. So yeah, in radio, 22 years, either 98.5, iHeartRadio. You know, it's a massive platform.
Yeah.
And one of the only unique stations out of all iHeart stations.
Yeah.
It's island reggae. They don't know what it is.
But tell them about the iconic show on Island 98.5, Big Core's Backyard.
Oh, the Big Core's Backyard.
Come on.
You know, you got to show and plug. Yeah, my boy. Yeah. So I'm on every day, Monday through Friday, 12 noon to 6 p.m., Big Core's Backyard. I kind of just came up with that name because you know how people go like, oh, yeah, you going to that spot? Oh, that's in my backyard. I live right there.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm thinking, you know, everybody's in Hawaii. This whole place is my backyard, man. So Big Core's Backyard just kind of came about, bro.
And so everyone that keeps sending me and Mustafa music, you probably want to send it to Big Core instead because he's going to get it played on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, because Koa is actually program director.
Yeah,
yes.
You know, as years evolve in radio, you end up with different hats. Before, there was somebody that had a job for every one of those. You know, there was some personal body that was a PD, MD, you know, on air, you know, does all of that stuff. But now it's just all me. Save money that way.
Yeah.
You know?
But is this something that you wanted to do growing up? Especially being in that, I mean, seeing the business?
You know, because we love music, man.
Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
know we love music. So I guess anything that could put us around music, you know, around the whole scene. It was radio was something I kind of landed on.
Yeah.
It was by accident. I was kind of like freestyling and stuff like that before. And
speaking of which, if you guys haven't heard Koa freestyle,
it'll be on a stage near you.
Yeah, most likely surrounded by a lot of empty bottles of something, you know. But so I used to freestyle, and I shouldn't even bring this up, man, but so I used to model, okay? Like
there he is.
It was like
we were trying to win
pounds ago. No,
there it is. Now we were trying to bring it out. I was waiting for you to say it. I was like, okay, is he gonna say it?
Yeah, we've seen the headshots.
Yeah, we've seen the headshots.
Because that's the real introduction.
Yes.
I won this modeling competition when I was a teen, and it was the station's very first event that they were doing. It was a brand new station that just launched, and it was a hip hop station. And the radio hosts were emceeing it, and I won the competition, and they were like, hey, you should come on air and, you know, come interview with us, and we'll talk about it. So I showed up on air with them, and then it was a hip hop station, and I was like, yo, run me a beat, man. It was a night show, so you can get away with all kind of stuff, right?
They started bussing.
Yeah, bussing freestyle about the show, and they were like, you should come work with us.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
And what station was that?
It was 102.7.
Was it the Bomb? The Bomb, yeah. I remember that.
When they launched in 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been in radio since then, man. It's 2022, and I moved around a few stations, but always being an island, you know, a reggae fan. Because we like it all. It's mixed play. We love the hip hop. We love the R&B. You know, you guys know we love the island reggae stuff. We're a fan of good music, so it doesn't matter what it is, we like it. And
Cole is the guy in Hawaii in the 808 state. So for anybody that's gonna go out to Hawaii, make sure you look at Big Cole because he's gonna take care of you in ways. Well, he gotta like you first.
Well, so that goes to the second part of my question. How did you end up on the cruise?
Yes.
Oh, so Damian Marley was launching his that one album that he dropped, the last one.
Stony Hill.
Was that the one a few years back? Yeah, Stony Hill.
Yeah.
And he ended up flying in to Hawaii to just come do a radio interview about Stony Hill.
Yeah.
And he bounced out the next day. So during that interview, I was joking about getting on the Jamrock cruise. I was like, hey, what do I got to do, man?
Yeah.
You know, hey, you need security?
Yeah.
You need an MC, bro? Hey, you know, I clean dishes. Like, you know, what do we got to do to get on the cruise? And they laughed, and that was it. And then 2 months later, I got a call from our dear friend, man, rest in peace, Buys One.
Oh, man, shout out Buys One, man.
Big up
rest
to Buys and the family, man. Word life.
Yes.
And Buys called me up. He was like, hey, remember when you were joking with Damien about, you know, getting on that Jamrock cruise? I was like, oh, yeah.
I remember.
And he was like, yeah, well, man, pack your stuff, bro, because it's going, man. They're flying you up. I'm like, yo, get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, you serious?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't go without my wife, though, bro. He's like, well, you got some time to plant that seed with her, you know. And I was like, oh, bro, I don't know, man. I'm a big dude. I don't fit in the chairs. I got to smash her and all that stuff, right? Then he calls me back like 2 days later. He's like, yeah, bring your wife too, man. And take your wife. And that's how we ended up on the Jamrock, bro.
And it's great because is this the first time you brought the whole family?
This is the first time the whole family, man. We got the whole shebang. The kids, everything are here. And
the whole clan, the whole Big Coa clan.
The whole
is
clan
here.
and plus one.
Yes. And I think that's the good thing about about the Welcome to Jamrock Cruise. You can bring the family.
Oh, absolutely.
You can bring the family. They can go down the water slide, smell weed, smoke, all that stuff they can do here.
Which is legal now, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the kids anyway. It puts them right to sleep.
It's funny because every time we smell that, right, on board, they're like, oh, it smells like Papa. Like my dad, right? Yeah, my dad, it smells like Papa.
And it's a funny story how I got onto the cruise as well. We had interviewed Dan Dalton at Cali Roots. And I was asking, and I same approach you too, Cole.
What do we got to do?
And I said, why can we get Western Conference, the podcast, on the ship? And lo and behold, he said, hey, I want to invite you guys to, West Office is already going to be here, but I want to invite you to come do the podcast on the ship. And look at what we're doing. We're doing the podcast on the ship.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Dan Dalton.
Way, man, yeah, big up to Dan.
Yeah.
Man, seriously, Dan, Ipo, and the entire fam.
Yeah, shout out Ipo too, man.
It's a crazy production when you sit around these areas that we're sitting around and watching all of this stuff go on, man. It's
a production, like you just said.
The stage alone is crazy. The stage is built inside of a pool, full on huge LED screen, truss, lights, lasers, all that.
But you were saying this is actually a bigger boat now than it was when they first started.
Yeah, it's about, I think 1,000 more people can fit on this one than the first.
And this is huge. They got the whole entire
14 floors. So for Welcome to Jamrock Cruise, the tickets are on sale for next year, 2023.
Yeah,
if you guys are watching this and want to come on,
that's
right.
Come chill with us. We'll be over here.
And here's the thing: you got to book now. Like even if you're thinking about it, you're not sure. Just book the cabin.
Yeah, because you can always cancel if something comes up. But if you don't book it, Westafa is a DJ. He is not a travel agent because everyone hits up Westafa.
No guest list. Yeah. I don't have no plug.
First of all, it's like, how do you get a guest list to a ship? Somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, you think you can get me on the ship?" And I looked at, I was like, "I'm out of here. I'm not gonna deal with this right now."
I saw that your feed was going off when you posted that that Dub C was going to be on here. Like, oh, it'll be a +1, well, it'll be a +1.
And it's crazy because we all know the industry that we're in. That it's a privilege to be at something like this. We have patrons that come in, they pay, what they pay to get on here, but to be here and kind of see the behind the scenes, and us being in the industry that we're in, seeing Westafa do his thing, me and Koa doing our thing, just side busting with you, but still being a family environment where all the artists are like our friends, and artists that that are not our friends, now we're like, oh shit, that's such and such. You know what I mean?
That's the craziest thing about being on here. Is like the artists. Everybody's intermingling.
Yeah.
You're going to see Damien, well, maybe not Damien as much, but you'll see all the artists that are performing going to get something to eat or watching another artist perform.
Well, hell, they ain't going nowhere. We on a ship.
Right,
so.
we're on a ship. All on the same ship, man.
And it's crazy because when we had a doc that I believe it was Ocho Rios, me and Westafa are walking back onto the ship and Bounty Killer is walking off. And I was, I was kind of fangirl. I was like, let me go say what's up to him. But he was yelling at somebody. So he's like, never mind, man. We'll get him on another time.
Yeah.
He
was mad. He was mad at something.
He was pissed at somebody. But that's the beauty of it, man. But we just wanted to bring you up on here a bit, Cole, because the Western Conference Podcast family, definitely, man, you're our family as well. And us being on this cruise all together is going to be memories for time, to come.
This is going to be a treasure trove of
yes.
podcast. I mean, this is the spot right here.
Yeah.
You could just podcast all day on stuff like this,
man. Oh,
yeah. Artists just rolling in, bro.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, we came in this not really knowing who was going to, so we were fortunate to get Itana, Kabaka Pyramid, Grammy-nominated artists.
Absolutely.
And then our brother Gramps Morgan, Jameer Morgan, and it's crazy because you have that accessibility to them. Hey, we was wondering if we could, come by. Oh yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And it's
actually, we went through the back door. We were supposed to.
we're not supposed to do that.
Like that. But because we know
okay, don't do what we just did.
Yeah.
Man, but while we're at it, I just want to give you guys your flowers, bro. It's like the way you package the Western Conference deal and went out there. I've never seen anybody else doing that. Because us growing up as just MCs and DJs, that's what it was. You was the MC, I was an MC, you was a DJ, and we worked with that DJ and that DJ. But the way you guys went and packaged Western Conference and made it a thing that's like sellable and marketable.
Shout out my brother Brand One. Brand One, he was my old manager, best friend of mine. We were doing rugby sevens, and he said, "Look, Westafa does. You guys do. We work well together." Right. And he was like, West being from LA, you being from the Bay, we should name it Western Conference. And at first we were like, it's kind of cool, Westafa, Western, conference. I was the C in the conference, so we tried it for a rugby sevens, and it kind of just clicked, and now it's a brand name. You know what I mean?
It's a brand name. And you guys got your own emoji. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but
shout out the plug over there for the Dub C emoji.
I'm trying to get an emoji, by the way.
You know, it's funny. Cole was telling me, man, I gotta find somebody out here I can rock with, man. I don't know, man. I was like, just fly me in, Cole. Anytime you need, bro, I'll be there.
But see, that's the thing too, because people, like you said, Cole, you got to find that thing. It's not just gonna work with anybody,
right?
And I think the thing what happened with me and Westafa, we love the same music. We grew up the same, we love like old like Martin episodes, Life. So we had a lot of the same, a lot of the same likes that we had. Yeah. And it was funny because every little inside joke that I would say, he would get it. So, if I'm over here reciting lines from Boomerang, and I'm like, Gerard, he'll know what I'm talking about. When everybody else is like, what does this dude yelling Gerard? But he'll know what I'm talking about. Or I'm like, Claude. It's Life. So you got to find someone that kind of just matches your energy. And I think that's what works with me and Westafa. He's a music lover at first. So, it's somebody who loves music just as much as I do.
One of the baddest selectors,
man,
too.
Come on.
His arrangements, man.
Yes.
Come on, his arrangements.
And also Big Koa, you too.
No, that's what I'm saying, exactly. So we always sit here and we know the music knowledge that we have within us, but it's like, man, you see Big Koa in Hawaii do his thing. He's rocking the crowd with whoever's behind the DJ booth. Yeah. So that's why it's like it goes hand in hand with us to say, look, we're on Welcome to Jamrock Cruise, and we have all these legendary, Jamaican MCs, man. And I'm like, I could never do that.
We'd have to yell a lot more.
Yeah.
The crazy thing too is that Hawaii. It's reggae on the radio all day long.
Yeah.
All day.
Right? And so you hear, that's why when we were meeting, like before you came on here, anytime I'd be with this guy and I'd meet an artist, I'm like, yo, this is the radio station in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They instantly want to,
oh yeah, absolutely,
get their music out there. And
I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that of us revitalizing Shaggy's career. I don't know if you guys saw the episode.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
Vice, right? But
that was huge,
truth, man.
Yes.
So.
Right. I know the story, though.
Yeah.
I know the story.
We'll say, you can just go look it up, okay?
Yeah.
Shaggy, Vice, reviving his career out of Hawaii.
But that just shows you the power of what we're able to do. Yeah. Like, Koa being, the on the radio in Hawaii, where a song that he might have liked that wasn't supposed to be released, like how It Wasn't Me came about, that the Koa could play a song and it'll catch on that no one really knows, catch on worldwide, where it go viral. But we have that power to say, this is the music that I like.
Right.
Yeah.
But that song was getting played on pretty much every station out there, right? Or was it just
not that particular
it
one
on our station.
Oh,
through a LimeWire recording.
LimeWire, and big up to the fact that the guy just did work at our station up until recently, and everybody thinks it was a DJ that found that song. Yeah. It was one of our sales guys, man.
Really?
Who was all on about the internet.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So he found that off of LimeWire, and then we hit up Shaggy's management for a promo disc, because they used to send promo discs back then. This was like just when the internet was kind of getting around and people were actually starting to use it.
Yeah.
But we still like the disc. Give me the promo disc. And the management at the time, I remember, they're like, "Yo, bro, forget that, bro. It's done already. The whole thing's done. This run is losing money and all of this." So we played the LimeWire version on air, and instantly phone lines, boom,
lit up.
Boom, boom.
Crazy.
What do you think it was about that song?
Maybe it could be banging on the bathroom floor.
Yeah,
or,
I think that's what it was.
Right,
I think because it was a song that wasn't supposed to be released. You know what I mean?
And probably shouldn't have been on the radio.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, whoa, what is that?
And Hawaii, half of that story pertains to half of the Hawaiians on the island.
Exactly. Shout out to the 15 kid families, man.
So who's the one that sings on that song?
It was Rayvon, right? Shaggy and Rayvon.
Yeah. Was it Rayvon or Rick Rock?
Rick Rock.
Shaggy
and Rick Rock. Yeah, that's right. And that song took off, but that story right there, right? It just, like, a lot of people think that their music has to launch out of Hawaii, or at least it's a good platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, to get heard. And now it's just better, as you guys know, with the internet.
Yeah.
And
social
Spotify, media, podcasts, all of that stuff, where you can actually start to see streaming numbers.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? What is it at? Who is it reaching? Where is it reaching?
Yeah.
I just kind of found out recently through, our upper management going, wow, what are you guys doing out there with that station? I'm like, just doing us, you know? And when they showed the streaming numbers of just Island alone, I thought it was all of our stations combined. We're 500,000 a month.
Wow.
Just to 98.5.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, people must really like
that's
this.
crazy.
You mean is that considering like online or like?
So that's people opening up that iHeartRadio
The app.
Yeah, and listening to it via the app or island985.com.
In Hawaii.
All around the world. Yeah, because they don't. If they're not in Hawaii, like if somebody moved away from there and want to still hear.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah,
that's why it's like crazy. Because I always do that to see what's hot. I was like, yo, let me see what's hot in Hawaii right now. Let me see, or I'll go to a certain station's website to see what
But just people that have traveled to Hawaii or got family there when they're off the island.
Yeah,
it's like they feel like they're there still. Yeah. They hear this guy's voice. They hear the commercials. Even my mom, she loves like just cruising, but she wants to listen to the radio in Hawaii.
And we get a lot of that, man. It's like somebody would tag us in a post in Germany listening to Island 98.5 and they're like, wow, you really can listen to these guys anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's the beauty of it, right?
It's wonderful, man. We're touching people around the world with island music.
Yeah.
You know, or island reggae music. And it's just it's a nice thing because whatever mood they might be in, maybe they live in the middle of the desert and it's hot out there.
Yeah.
And they want to feel like they're, sea breeze, palm trees, and by the ocean. They put on some island music and they enjoy the vibe that we provide.
And there's songs that you'll only hear in Hawaii radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why is that, Cole? Tell us that, because I mean, you someone in the industry. Why is it like certain songs just stay in Hawaii?
I want to think at one point, because I kind of remember when things were hot in the Caribbean, dance hall, or you had like Born Jamaicans and you had all of that stuff coming out. Hawaii was in line with it. It was big then at that time, and we were like, boom, let's do this. But that's because there wasn't a lot of Hawaiian island reggae artists.
Got it.
It was you had the Kalapanas, the C&Ks, the Kapenas, and you had that was more like a Hawaiian or jamming Hawaiian kind of sound, right? And of course we got it from the reggae music.
Yeah.
They kind of made it to each their own. And then all of a sudden you started getting the roots reggae island guys out there, the Ukla, the Mox, who are really like going after the heavy rootsy sound. And then you get somebody like me who's the program director, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I like that sound. I like R&B. I like what Sammy's doing. I like the reggae beat, and I just started playing it.
Yeah.
And I found out there's different things to call. Like, it's not just reggae. You can't just throw it all in one category. There's northeast reggae, I think, is what Maxi Priest does, or northwest reggae. Then there's the Afro Bees, and there's all of this kind of different sound that's coming out now.
Yeah.
And I like it, so I play it, and then it starts to take off, and it does good. But I don't know if necessarily like Fia Love Me, great track, man, hypes the crowd every time. But I don't know if it'll go anywhere else, because I don't know if there's there's stations out there that are playing that music.
That's where we come in.
Yeah, there you go.
As far, because it's like we see what's hot. We see what you're playing as well out there and what's hot, like with the Fias and stuff. And when we go on tours and we do festivals, we kind of play that, and I think good thing about us is we play it. We don't care what the reaction is going to be. I don't. Sometimes West Alpha does, but sometimes like, let's just play it. You're like, I don't know if it will do, but I think Love Me, it's such a universal song that the more we play it, the more people are like, hey, what song was that? You know what I mean? That people come up to me, what's that one song you guys played? I think that's the beauty of what we do.
Yeah, I mean, we played it here. We were also if you guys weren't here, obviously, but we did Jamrock Radio.
Yeah.
I had my brother Big Cole there. I had my brother Big Body Cisco, and we rocked that radio, man. That was a fun time.
I think that was the most packed I've seen the Jamrock Radio section.
It absolutely was, and I'm not even going to say that something else might have closed somewhere else on this ship, and that's why everybody was there. But they just all showed up because they heard us on the radio.
Oh man, it was
Mary came and jumped on with us. Family, man.
Boog, our brother Boog was in the room, and he heard the Jamrock Radio. He was like, "Oh, it's cracking down there." So he came down and kicked it with us. And was like, "Dude, I had heard it throughout the whole ship." And when he heard Mary Jane, we don't want to give away our set list, so it was cool. We had to be there. Yeah.
By the way, that was probably the first time that was ever played on a Jamrock cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
it's crazy because I think it was yesterday I'm walking through and I start hearing like somebody's playing straight old school hip hop.
I heard that too.
But I hadn't heard anything but reggae the whole time.
No.
But I think it was because this three right here,
it was.
This three right here was like, oh, they could play that. It was like, we just said, we're going to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And me and Big Cole over there, we had them doing the electric slide. That's nothing to hear no that.
We were like looking at our phones in the production office just calling. We're like, yeah, we'll just answer that later.
Only reggae man. We're like, oh, shit.
Pineapple away.
But you see, we're having a good time here, man. Big Cole, we thank you for your time as well, brother.
Thank you guys,
Western Conference Podcast. Welcome to Jamrock Cruise with our brother and the family. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.